How's it going, Everpony? I'm Dulcet Tone, the Pony of Harmonics, and thanks for coming back for another episode of Headcanon, the show that brings ML theory into new light. I'll be honest, this was actually going to be my first episode, but it turned out to be such a huge undertaking I had to push it back. I'm not going to waste any time in the intro section because I've got a lot to talk about, so let's light the fuse. Princess Cadance is pregnant, and has been since the Season 4 finale. Let's go back and take a look at episode 25 of Season 4.
The Duke and Duchess of Mertonia
Come to the Crystal Empire, and Twilight is asked to appear, but then is quickly snubbed, citing confidential negotiations. Now this may very well be a way to avoid what goes on in the hall for younger children. But this isn't a filler episode. This is a season finale, and there's a lot of miss to this scene. First off, why is the Duchess there? Typically, a dignitary wouldn't bring his significant other to an official meeting. I mean, the president doesn't bring his wife when visiting NATO. The only reason that she would be there would be in an official capacity herself. And second, why is this in the Crystal Empire? They could have easily chosen Canterlot to have this meeting. So this means that whatever this meeting is about matters to the Crystal Empire specifically. Third, why are these two here?
Having all four of us in the Empire to greet them lets the dignitaries know that their visit is considered an important one.
There's something you have to learn about the Doctor. He lies. And fourth, why is Twilight being excluded from this meeting? It's not like she had any other opportunity to be trained in the ways of being a reigning dignitary thus far, and after her failed attempt at mediation and trade, she needs it pretty badly. So Celestia and Luna are in the Crystal Empire for a meeting, but Celestia did not request Twilight to be included? This meeting is about the Crystal Empire, so it shouldn't matter to the two of them anyway, and yet they're still there, and so is the Meritonian Duchess for no clear reason. I can see no feasible explanation as to why these circumstances have come to be, except if the entire official visit is actually a front not to arouse suspicion, and this is a personal visit to the royal couple. Now, admittedly, we know nothing about Mertonia thus far, but let's go out on a limb. Suppose the Meritonian Duchess has some knowledge about alicorn pregnancies, or they have historical records of an alicorn birth. If Cadance is pregnant, she would be the most qualified to assess her and the foal's condition. This would also explain why the two oldest alicorns are present, as an additional resource to go fill in some blanks. But why is Twilight excluded? Well, a better question is, why is she waiting in the hall? If her duties ended at the banner unfurling, she could have just gone home or greeted them in another area. She was summoned to this place, only to get slighted in the end. I don't believe this is a dumbed-down explanation, and I certainly don't believe you, Celestia. The way I see it, the meeting could have gone two ways. Cadance could have gotten a clean bill of health, and then immediately told Twilight afterwards that she was going to be an aunt. However, if there was a danger she would lose the baby, she probably would not have told her. In fact, that's a standard of society today, not to tell the family about a pregnancy until the miscarriage risk is passed. That's usually between 12 to 15 weeks. This is why Twilight wasn't at the meeting, and why they lied to her in the hall. This also means that Celestia and Luna are present during the diagnosis. They know the risks Cadance is facing, and can act upon them accordingly. Suddenly, the horrible plan at the end of episode 25 makes complete sense.
We must rid ourselves of our magic before Tyrek has the chance to steal it from us.
Celestia is over 1,000 years old. She's known to be wise and even has prophetic dreams, which she uses to avoid or plan around trouble. She is fully aware of Discord, Tyrek, and what their abilities are. Yet she chooses a plan where A. Discord could easily sense the transfer of magic, B. left a stained glass window in place depicting Twilight, and C. did not train the poor affiliate on how to raise the sun and moon. 3 strikes against this plan from its conception. I don't believe the writers would be blind to all this and throw it away as a contrivance. No way. Now look at it from a different perspective. Out of all the possible plans she could have chosen, this was the least risky to Cadance. If they stood their ground, fighting might have caused her to lose the baby. If she ran away, the stress of the escape might make her lose the baby. If she surrendered, her magic would have been violently removed, putting her foal at risk. Let's be honest, these are not good odds. Now look at the result of the plan they did use. Cadance voluntarily gives her magic to Twilight, causing minimal pain but exhaustion and weakness. Then she gets to smell centaur breath and is then floated into Tartarus rather gently. Celestia's plan succeeded. But again, why wouldn't they tell Twilight about the baby in this meeting? Well, would you want to stress out a now hypercharged Alicorn princess who has the fate of the entire world on her shoulders? I would not want to upset a filly that can do this. Any more than necessary. It's actually a common plot point to hold potential distracting information from the hero or heroine, and I wouldn't put it past the writers to do so here. I've just shown two big theories that speak towards proving Cadance's pregnancy. But why would I even consider this as possible in the first place? Not many people know this yet, but Cadance is my best princess, because I feel like she might actually be the most relatable character on the show. Cadance has all the features and adventures of a young adult woman growing up. She's fallen in love, gotten married, and even gotten a dream job. I don't consider her the princess of love, but more the pony of change. Whatever a relatable life event happens, it happens to her. Many girls dream of meeting their Prince Charming, getting married, and yes, even having children. Now that she and Shining Armor are well situated in the Crystal Empire, a baby is the next logical step. It even opens up potential story arcs of Twilight being an aunt to this new arrival. Of all the characters that have been introduced in the show, Cadance would be the most likely to get pregnant. And I'm not alone in thinking this. There have been a lot of recent depictions of Cadance being pregnant after Season 4 ended. The most relevant would be Bride of Discord and Lyra's Big Secret. I've even seen comments about the episode Slice of Life that they had wished Cadance's belly was a bit more rounded when she had appeared. I'm not the only one who thinks that Cadance could be knocked up. Now, I admit that in Season 5 there have been a few hiccups that throw this theory into flux. Most of Cadance's appearances have been very short, the longest of which being Princess Spike, and if she was pregnant, she certainly was not showing. However, she is a very slender pony, so she might show late. Other than that, all the episodes she's been in have been filler episodes. But with that being said, how many times did Mrs. Cake appear in the show before she birthed the twins? In any case, it seems like this prediction of mine is actually coming to pass. There are going to be spoilers from here on out, so if you don't want to listen to them, I'm going to close here. Cadance is pregnant, and that's nothing special. It's just my headcanon. Thanks for watching. Okay, now that everyone else is gone, here's the scoop. In the MLP Season 5 Part 2 trailer, there was a scene about the cakes, Pinky, and keeping a secret from Twilight.
I can't wait to tell Twilight! Shh, it's top secret.
This rang alarm bells in my head, as the cakes are the only family with a recent birth in the show. In the press release of the new episode titles and writers, there is this entry. The One Where Pinkie Pie Knows by G.M. Barrow. If you don't know who G.M. Barrow is, don't feel bad. She's not written a single episode and isn't even on the show staff. She's written an MLP book series, and she's most known for The Crystal Heart Spell, a book that essentially canonized Cadance's backstory. If you want to learn more about this, I'd go over to the 5 Facts About Princess Cadance video by the Cutie Mark Labs. The link is in the description. But the fact that G.M. Barrow is listed as the writer and that the obscure title leads me to believe that this is a red herring. There is no way after 5 seasons that a novelist would be given free rein on an episode without a veteran showrunner like McCarthy or Larson to back her up. I firmly believe that the name of the episode and its writer will change once this airs. I also recently found out that there is a 5th Alicorn Princess toy, Princess Skyla. As the product is already out and has the hub logo on it, That means this toy has been out since Season 4, and Hasbro wouldn't let it go unannounced for another season. And with the infant's color scheme being similar to Cadence, I'd say this is all but confirmed. And we can't forget that Hasbro is in this to sell toys to begin with, and we've yet to see a new toy come out of this since the season started, aside from the castle itself. Well, this closes my episode of Headcanon. Thank you all for watching and listening. I'm Dulcitone, and always keep theorizing. You just might end up right.